WindyCityUnderground.com. Welcome back to the Mega Power Hour. I am your host, Alex the One, getting it done. Your Latino extraordinaire. And hosted with me today, I have...
Your Latina extraordinaire, Selene.
I never get tired of hearing that. I love the way you said it. It just has a nice little ring to it. And here's something, this Selene, she brought this story. And this is somebody the other day, maybe last week, was telling me about this movie. And I was like, how was your weekend? Oh, well, it was good. I went to go see this movie. I never heard of it. And they started telling me what it was about.
Yeah.
And me personally, I find it very difficult to watch movies like that, only because I have young kids.
Yeah.
And it's like, I know this is going on in the world, but it's like, I don't know. I don't want to know about it, but I know it's important. So, first of all, Selene, did you see the movie?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I took my daughter with me as well. She's 15, a little one. So I took her there, and it's one of these stories that it's sad because it's based on true events, right?
It was based on a true story, right?
Yeah,
Oh
it's
God.
based on true story. Now, it's called The Sound of Freedom, and it was based on Tim Ballard's story, who was a government agent, sex trafficking activist. So Tim Ballard is played by Jim Caviezel, who is the actor in Passion of the Christ. I'm sure a lot of people know him.
He played Jesus?
Yes, from Passion of the Christ. Excellent, powerful film, and it's about sex slavery. And I learned that sex slavery is the biggest form of slavery that there has ever been. And it's really not talked about.
You're talking about in today's world?
In today's world, ever. Sex slavery is the biggest type of slavery that has ever happened.
Now, is there like a specific place that this happens in the world? Or is this everywhere?
No, this is a global problem. It's everywhere. So kids are being trafficked from different countries, from the U.S. I think we are the biggest purchaser.
What? Oh, purchaser.
We are the biggest purchaser of child trafficking.
No.
You know, we have very sick people in this country.
Oh, no.
Right? It is a $120 billion industry, soon to surpass the drug industry.
What?
Yes. Yeah. And
drugs is a big deal, especially in this country.
Yeah.
And that's going to surpass it?
It's going to surpass it. Now, these victims, and if you've seen a movie or if you go out to see the movie, you'll see that the victims were as young as 5-6-year-olds.
No. See, that's very...
The younger, the better. The younger, the more that they're worth. The more that these people are paying for them. So this movie, Tim Ballard told his story about one of his cases where he was out. I believe it was the kids were trafficked from Honduras. Some were sent to Mexico. Some were sent to Colombia. So he was really trying to save these kids. And I don't want to say too much of it. It's a must-see. Very powerful movie. So if you have children, nieces, nephews, you love kids, you care about kids,
I heard
watch it.
I heard it was a good movie as far as overall.
Yeah.
Obviously, it sounds dramatic.
Yes, very much.
I'm sure there was a tear or two shed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can
and
watch
now
it, though.
Tim Ballard really risked his life trying to save these kids. Like, the movie was so intense when they show that part of it. But if you don't want to watch it and maybe you want to learn about it, I would recommend watching. It's an interview with Tim Ballard and Jim Caviezel. It was conducted by Jordan Peterson. So if you know Jordan Peterson, great psychologist, doctor. So excellent interview. You can catch that on YouTube. But I feel the movie is great.
It's
a
powerful.
must watch. Yeah.
So,
because we need to raise awareness on
yes,
these things,
I 100% agree with that. And it just really pisses me off that there's people out there in this world that would want to have that kind of relationship with a 5-year-old. That's a child.
Yeah.
Innocence.
Yeah. And not all of these kids are saved from that world. Some of them die in it. And those who are blessed enough to come out of it really
Are traumatized forever.
Traumatized. It's irreversible damage that they have done to these children. So it's very deep. And it makes me very sad because it's the children who are just so innocent and do not deserve any of this.
So I heard about something similar, but not with the children, though. I heard like young like women were in that, you know, getting kidnapped or whatever, getting drugged up, and then they become reliant on the drug, so they have to do what they say in order to get their fix or whatever. And that's terrible in itself, but children, to me, that's just a different low, man. It's like there's a special place in hell for people like that.
Absolutely.
Not only for the people that are in that business, but also the customer, the people who are out there looking for that. That's,
these children are being robbed of their innocence and sometimes their lives. So yeah, it's very sad, but definitely a must watch. I know this wasn't as lighthearted news as everything else, but it was worth talking about, right?
Well, I was going to talk about this happy story here, but forget about it now. You know, say.
No, we can change the tone.
Let's change the tone. No, but you know, I'm happy. I'm not happy, but I'm glad that you brought this to the attention of our audience, because a lot of times people like myself, naive, think, oh, that doesn't happen here.
Yeah, it does.
That happens in these third world countries or whatever.